Hello, namaste, my friends. Welcome to a new video. And this video is after a very long time. So, sorry for a very long delay. And I will try to be more regular with the videos now. Okay. So, today we are going to learn about anagram. Okay. And it's a problem which you can get to solve in your interviews, and also it will help you to improve your logic while thinking of solving any uh, problems while programming. Okay, so I'm going to show you 3 tricks to solve an anagram. Okay, the last one is going to blow your mind, so stick till the end of the video and you're going to enjoy this. Okay, so first let's talk what is anagram. So basically anagram is a word or phrase which can be rearranged and create a new word. Okay, but the character of that word or phrase are similar. Okay, like here I have written few examples: listen and silent, hard and earth. Okay, and any punctuation spaces or any special characters can be ignored in this. Okay, and also if characters are in capital letter, it doesn't matter. Yeah, it should be similar. Okay, like railway, safety, and I can make it R, but it is still equals to this. Okay, so in anagram what we have to do is, if both words or phrases are having the similar character, then we have to return true, or if the character doesn't match for both the word or phrase, then we have to return false. Okay, so that's the problem and the issue. Okay, and we have to solve it. So let me start. Okay, so let's get into my directory. So if you don't know about command line, let me explain you that as well little bit. So cd is going to change the directory, and I'm using WSL, Windows Subsystem Linux. So I have to go into MNT, and from there I can access the drives of Windows. So in D drive I have a folder. Okay, and inside I have a folder algorithm and data structure, and here we are going to create a folder. For that we have to type mkdir, and folder name will be anagram. Okay, and let's get inside anagram, and I will open my code editor inside it. Okay, so my code editor is open, and let me increase the size of the code editor. Okay, and let's create a folder called index.js. Okay, let me increase the font size as well so you guys can watch it on your phone as well. Okay, I guess it is good enough. Okay, cool. So I was thinking that before solving the problem, let's create a test file, and which will help us to test our solution. Okay, so we don't have to rerun the functions again and again. So I'm going to create a folder .js. Okay, and before that I'm going to create function anagram, and let's create this function only for now. Okay, and in test file, so what we are going to do in the test file, we are going to create few tests which will have few phrases and words, and it will check that this function is solving all those tests or not. Okay. To run the test, first we need to import the file over here. So what I will do, const anagram equals to required. We have to import it dot slash index. Okay, and index.js. Now I'm going to write my first test, which is going to check whether that function is there or not. The function name anagram is there or not. Okay, so we can use test. Okay, and it's going to take an argument. Here we can explain that what test we are going to run, and should have anagram function. Okay, after that comma, and it's going to take a callback. And here, as you can see, I have this suggestion: expect type of anagram dot to be function. So we are going to check that we have a function name anagram, which should be type of a function. Okay, so now let's test our first test. Okay, for that we have to do npx test and test watch. It's going to watch it. Okay, so before that uh, we need to do, let me increase the font size here, npm init. Okay, and it's just going to ask some questions and we are going to skip it. Okay, and now we'll have a file called this, and here we have to configure the jest by adding jest test environment node. Okay, now if we try to run this, here we go, and the test is failed due to some error that it's saying that it's received an object. So let's here try to equal. So if we try to equal, and let's try to run the function again. Okay, so what I forgot is to port it, and in the node environment we have to do module dot export anagram. Okay, and if we try now, you can see the test is passing. Okay, after many fails we able to pass the test. Okay, so we are going to write some more failed tests, and we are going to try to solve this by passing it. Okay, so before that, let's get some anagrams, few examples, and for that I think we can use Copilot. Please give me 5 words and phrases. Okay, let's see if Copilot is going to help us with few anagrams. Will be great. Okay, so here we have our 5 anagrams. So let me copy this. Okay, and here I will just comment this for now. Okay, and I think 5 will be more than enough. As you can see already, this is giving us some help. So I have tab 9, which is helping me to write this test. So should return true for listen and silent. Okay, and expect anagram listen. Okay, so we will have two. So our anagram function is going to take two strings. Okay, and it's going to check if it is equals to true or false. Okay, so by default this test should be false. Okay, so let's str a and strb, string a and string b. Okay, and here you can see one test is passing as it able to find the function, but second test is failed. Okay, so that's why there are two tests and one is failed. So let's write few more. Okay, so I hope you understand how we can write the test. So here we are going to use Elvis and lives. Okay, and pick this, paste it in, copy this, paste it over here. Okay, this should be true. Okay, with that we have a tree. Okay, which is dirty room. Let's copy this. Okay. And final one is press conversation. There are all the tests which is for true. Let's try a test for false as well. Okay, so this should not be equals to y on, y is on. Okay, so same, but here it should be equal to false. Okay, now if you check, we have 5 tests, one is passing. So sorry, there are total 6 tests, one is passing and other 5 are failing. Okay, so now we need to write some code which will make these tests pass. Okay, so what do you think? What we have to do? What we can do? We can take string 1 and string 2, loop through each character. So string 1 has, suppose, apple, and so a, how many a's are there in string a, how many a's are there in string b. Okay, and this way we can find out that, okay, how many if a, string a having similar characters as string b. Okay, so what we can do for that is we can create a map using an object. Okay, yeah, so what we can do, suppose there is a silent, suppose this is the anagram we have. So what we can do is we can create an object with L. Okay, so we have one L, so I, and we have one I. Okay, then we have S, we have T, E, and N. Okay, and LISTEN. Everybody have everything is having one character. Okay, now what we can do, we can take this map and compare this with silent. If silent is having any character which is different or more than the character, we can return false. Okay, so let's try to solve this. So let's write some steps to solve this. Okay, first we need to filter all the spaces and characters. Okay, second, we are going to lowercase all the characters. Okay, because it might be have some characters which are smaller or capitalized. Okay, so we don't know about that, so let's make it small, so it will be easier to compare. Okay, third, create a character object. Okay, so in that object we are going to keep track of all the characters. Okay, how many characters each string will have. Okay, and finally we'll compare the characters and return true or false. Fine. So these are four steps which we need to follow. And let's start with filtering the characters. Okay. So what I'm thinking is let's write a function which is going to filter the characters and make all our characters small letters. And how we can do that? So let me write a function over here. Function clear string, and this will take a string. Okay, and to remove all the special characters and space from a string, we have we have to use regex. Okay, so I already find a regex which is going to help us in that. So let's say return string dot replace. Okay, and so it's going to replace all the special characters and spaces. Okay, after that we are going to make it lowercase to lowercase. Okay, create string or clean string. Okay, so let's clean this string now. So we are going to create a character map. So we are going to say stra star map to, and we will have a blank star map p. Okay, and one more thing, what we can do is we can check if both the strings are having the similar characters. Okay, and so before looping, I guess we can make this check. Clean string. Okay, so basically what we are doing is we are clearing the string and make it lowercase and trying to check the length. Okay, length. If both the length are different, is not equals to length. Okay, basically, if the length of strings are different, then definitely it's not an anagram. Okay, so we can return false. Okay, before running any loop. But here now we are going to run a loop. We are going to use a new loop which is called for of loop. So let's say let I of clean string CRA. So basically this function is going to clear all the unwanted space and characters, special characters, and make it lowercase and give it to us. Okay. Basically we are going to loop on that. Or we can just get these things over here, here, A, let's put this, here, this. So it will be much easier. Okay. And let me remove this function from here just to keep the code readable. And basically we need to check if this dot char equals to I. Okay. So basically what we have to do is check if this character is there. Okay. Here what we are going to check, if this object is having this key, then we will say plus plus. Okay. So if it is there, then go ahead and increase the value. If it's not there, then we want to give 1 to this. Okay. So that will be 1 character applied to that. Okay. So this way, this loop will run and create a char map for A and char map for B. Okay. So let me copy this. I did Control Shift and D to duplicate the code, and here I will change it to B, and here again TRB. Okay. So this BB. Okay. And again here we have to change the map B. Okay. And once the loop is completed, we will have our character map over there. Okay. Now we have to do a final loop of that objects. For that we can do for let I in. So when we are using for in loop, it's basically for the object, and for off loop is for arrays. Okay. Here a char map. Okay. And now what we have to do is if this I is not equals to B, then return false. Okay. So it's going to loop and it's going to check if the value of this and this is similar. If not similar, then return false. Okay. And this way the loop will complete and check if there are any characters which are less or more, then it will return false. And finally, if this loop successfully run and there is no mismatch, means both the strings will have same characters, then we can return true. Okay. Now let's check our test, what tests are saying. And you can see all the tests are passing. That means everything is running fine. Okay. So let me take you through this again, because it's quite a lot of code we have written. So first, what we did is we created a filter and remove all the special characters and spaces. Okay. So we have created this function to remove all the special characters, and for that we have used this regex. Okay, and make our string to the small case. Okay. After that, we have created two charm for A and for string B. Okay, and we run the function, get our clear strings, which will be removed with any spaces or any special characters. After that, we are checking if the length of both the strings are same. Okay, and if the length are different, then we can certainly return false. Okay, but if the length of strings are similar, then we are going to run this loop, which is going to create the character map. And you can see if we have I, if this key is there, then add the values of so previously if that key is set, then we are adding 1, and this is going to increase the value to 2, and if that character is there multiple times, that many times the value will be added. Okay, if it's a new key, then it's going to add that key with 1. Okay, and we can make it smaller as well. So let me comment this, and we can do it like str char map is I equals to str char map plus 1 or 1. So basically what it is doing is it's going to check our character map and check if that particular key is there. If the key is there, then it's going to add it. Okay, and if that key is not there, then it's going to give 1 to that. Okay, so let's check again, and again you can see the tests are passing. So that's the benefit of test. We don't have to run the functions again and again. So try to write cases, test cases, and this will also show the interviewer that you know how to write test cases. Okay, so that's a plus point for you. So this is the simpler way of doing a condition. Okay, again here we are doing the same, and we can comment this, and we can say char map B equals to char map. If it is there, then this or 1. Okay, so once our character map is ready, okay, basically this object is ready, we can loop through the object using for in loop. Okay, for in. For arrays, we can use for off. So basically a string is recognized as an array when you're running into for loop. Okay, or we can make it a array, but here we don't need it. We can make it an array using a split, and without spaces. Okay, so it's going to split it, the characters, into an array, and you can see it's still running. Okay, so let's get back over here, and you can see we are using for in loop, so it's going to loop our object and it's going to check if we have same keys, same values for string A and string B. If the values are similar, then it will pass. If values are not similar, then it's going to return false. Okay, and you can see here for let in. Okay, it's going to check all the keys and values in the char map, and if everything is correct, then finally it's going to return true. If there is any mismatch, if the key values are less or greater, then it's going to return false. Okay, so it's little bit lengthier. Okay, so how we can make it smaller? So for in the next solution, it's kind of similar, but we'll try to make it more readable, because right now it is lot of code everywhere, and how we can make it smaller. I'm going to copy this, comment it. So I will just say that solution 1. Okay, now here we will have our solution number. Solution number 2. Okay, now in solution number 2, again we are going to need this string. Okay, but what we are going to do is, rather than creating the character map inside this function, we are going to create that character map inside this function. Okay, let's create our char map. Okay, and for this string we are going to run a for loop and let I of, and let me use this for here. Okay, just to condense the code. And similar thing, we are going to check if it is char map have that key. If that key is available, then add 1 to the value. If it is a new key, then it's going to give 1 to that particular new key. Okay, so our char map will be ready and we can return it. So now we can change the function name to create character map, char map. Yeah. So our function is created. It's going to remove all the unwanted spaces and special characters, make it small, make it to the lowercase, and then also it's going to give us a character map. Now what we are going to do is we are going to get the char map equals to create char map string A. Okay, and same for B. So now we get the object for string A and string B. Now again, before looping, what we can do is we can check if both the strings are same, but right now we know that both are objects. Okay, and how we can check that both the objects having the similar keys. Okay, and for that we can use object dot keys. Okay, so let me remove this object dot keys. So what it is going to do is going to give all the keys as an array. Okay, so this is going to create an array for us, and we have to get the length. Okay, length not equals to object key of string b char length. Okay, so let's do the if then return false. Okay, so we can do this also, or we can put it inside a curly braces, but let keep it smaller. Okay, no need of curly braces, we can use that. Okay, finally we have to do a for let I in char map 1. Okay, and similar stuff we will do the looping, and if char map I and b, in the char map b values are different, not equals, then we are going to return false or return true. Okay, and if you check, all the tests are passing. Okay, so let me rerun it for you so you can get the command. Okay, it's npx just test and watch. If you keep watch, then it will keep that command running, and whenever any changes are happening inside the file, it's going to show you the final test result. Okay, if you remove this, it will run once, it will check, and it will show you the command prompt. But I like the watch command, so we don't have to rerun the command again and again. Okay, fine. So now you get the solution. Okay, now you can see it is more concise and more readable. Okay, we are doing all the extra stuff over here. We are returning true and false from here. Now the final way to solve anagram. Okay, and after listening to this solution, your mind will be blown that okay, it's that easy to solve an anagram. Okay, so let's get into solution, because here you can see we have to do looping, multiple loopings, right? And now we are going to do it without any looping. So can you guess how we can do that? So let me show you. So definitely we are going to need this function which is going to clean the character map characters. So I will change it again and clean char. Okay, I'm going to remove this. Okay, and let me remove this for loop. As I told you, there will be no looping in this. Okay, so just think that how we can solve this without looping. Okay, so let me take an example again. So let's go back to our tests. Suppose let's take this listen and silent, or this one. Okay, dormitory and dirty room. Okay, so now if you think, we are removing all this space, right? So if we want to match this with this, we are going to remove this space, so this will be removed. Okay, and then We are also making this to the lowercase, so this will be removed. Now, if you know about a method in JavaScript called sort, using sort, it's going to sort it in a alphabetical manner, like A B C D 1 2 3, or 1 2 3 4. So here it's going to rearrange it with the first character, which is D, then M, like that. Okay. With that, both the strings will be similar and we can match that. Okay. So if you don't understand, don't worry. Let me show you that how we can do this. Okay. So first of all, we are going to return this. We are going to remove all the spaces, then lowercase it. Okay. After that, we are going to do, because sort only works on an array, so we are going to split this and make it an array, then sort, and then join it to make it a string again. Okay, so now what happened, that we will get both the strings similar. Okay, and now finally we just have to return clean char a equals to clean char strb. Okay, and now because this function is giving us the strings which could be similar, if those are not similar, then it's going to return false. If that is similar, then it's going to return true. Okay, let's try, and you can see all the tests are passing. You can see this is the easiest solution for anagram. Okay, no loops, it's that simple. Okay, so as I told you, I am going to show you 3 tricks, and 3 tricks I have shown you to solve the anagram problem. And I know that after knowing this trick, you are going to use this. But there is a tip for you. If you want to excel as a programmer, become lazy. Okay, try to find easier solution. Don't go and jump for the lengthier solution where you have to write multiple lines of code, because that will be more cluttered, and when you look that code after some time, or anybody else look that code, it's going to take some time to read through that code and understand that code. When you write smaller code, it is much readable, and people can easily, or you can easily come up with a smaller solutions. Okay, so take some time, think that how you can make this code more readable and easier. Okay, so there could be multiple problems for a solution. Okay, always try to find easier solutions. Once your mind is trained with making solutions easier, then you will automatically fall into that, and later that will be your habit to write easier solutions which will be more readable, okay, and concise. So that's all for today, guys. I hope you have learned something from today, and if you already solved anagram problem before and you have a better trick, please share with the community in the comment and let me know as well, so I can learn from you. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.